All right, guys, so we're here in Fort Myers, and there's a homeless camp here. We're gonna drive through Fort Myers, and then we're gonna talk about the situation. You guys ready for it? Let's do it. Welcome to Fort Myers, Florida. Our friends who are checking out our videos, thank you so much for being here with us today. Let's put on our safety gear and go for a ride through Fort Myers. Beautiful Fort Myers, Florida. We're gonna look at today something. Again, we're not always gonna agree on these topics, guys, so if you don't agree with me, just remember that we're all entitled to an opinion, and whether we agree on a subject or not, the vast majority of us human beings have the best intentions, only for ourselves, but for everybody else in society. The vast majority of people are well-intentioned people. You don't have to agree with my opinions, because we're all entitled to an opinion, and your opinion or my opinion isn't going to make a difference in the world, really. It's just your opinion. So if you don't agree with my subject today, you don't have to. Today we're going to talk about the homeless problem in Southwest Florida. That's a touchy subject. A lot of people don't even want to talk about that subject because they feel that just by acknowledging the problem is kind of already subject they don't want to touch. So, oh, sorry. It's my mounting device. That word can be misconstrued. Mounting device. Well, we're gonna go to look at, on the news there's a homeless camp allegedly, which it's not really all. I mean, I don't know. The news reported it as a homeless camp. To me, it's an open air heroin drug shooting ring, but according to the news, it's a homeless camp. We did a video showing, the video is titled "The Grimy Streets of Naples, Florida," and a lot of people were angry at the video because I was showing kind of a very disturbing sight for Naples, Florida. This person moved a foot up. I could get out of here. They won't. I would never do this in Alabama. Mm-hmm. But because we're in Southwest Florida, they got the green light and they still don't go. Man, I would never do that in Alabama, but we're in Southwest Florida, and here you kind of have to be a jerk because Southwest Florida. That's what you're supposed to do. Nobody gave you the memo? I'm from New York. So, oh, look at this car.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's just not, what? How does that even happen? I'm telling you, it's Southwest Florida. Didn't I tell you it's Southwest Florida? I told you it was Southwest Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I tried telling you we're in Southwest Florida. We're on the south side of Fort Myers, which is a really nice area. Great little area, South Fort Myers. Low crime for the most part. It's nonetheless Southwest Florida, but there's not a lot of crime here. And it's just centrally located on the south side of Fort Myers. It's got some good stuff, and I'm telling you, it's got affordability too. This area is not too expensive for being Southwest Florida. Kind of overlooked, really. It's not a splendid neighborhood. Look at this guy. Woohoo! Yeah, I love how you can drive in Southwest Florida. In Alabama, there's no way that's gonna happen. It's considered rude. We're not in Alabama anymore. We're in Southwest Florida, baby. Just be as rude as you can be. Hawk somebody. Ooh, we get to hawk at somebody today.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy. I haven't been able to use this horn. I don't even know if this horn works on this car.
Remember we used it on the way down? Or I used it. Yeah.
I'm going to take sides with the other person. Even though I was in your vehicle, I'm starting to take sides with the other person because you were in the fast lane and he was trying to get past and you were in the way. So I might, even though I was in the vehicle with you, I'm actually going to take sides with the other person. I'm looking at
And you could sleep outside.
So, with this homeless situation, for the most part, most people won't even talk about that subject or acknowledge it. We did a video about Naples homeless people, 2 months ago, and we go back now and they're gone. They're not there anymore. I got a phone call about a week ago from somebody. They told me, Jose, a bunch of homeless people. Wow, that's the shortest light ever. We're just gonna keep driving. Keep driving. You got a red light. Why'd you stop? So, that was the shortest light ever.
Yeah.
I get a phone call from somebody. They're like, Jose, a bunch of homeless people just showed up to Naples Manor. And I'm thinking, oh no. Very familiar story. So, earlier on, Bonita Springs has a neighborhood that's 95% Latino, other than my bud Brad, who lives there. He's the only white guy that lives back there. Not sure how he ended up back there, but anyways, it's like 95% Latino in Rosemary Drive, Bonita Drive. It's a dead-end community. It's a Latino dead-end community. There's no reason for you to go back there unless you live there, because it's a giant dead end. It's an incommunicated neighborhood. There's only one way in, one way out.
Father.
Oye, qué vuelta, serio, estoy haciendo un video, creo que hay. Trabajando, creo que hay. Yup. No, papi, no. No, yo voy para Fort Myers y que corro. Dale, ok, no hay problema. Y acuérdate que mañana tienes un appointment con el médico. Dale, ok. Dale, bye.
He called to tell you he made a doctor's appointment?
No. So check this out. So we have this situation, guys, where for the most part, the homeless people were in downtown Naples. They get expelled from there after I made my video, mysteriously, because that's been going on for a while now. So I make my video showing you the grimy streets of Naples. The video disappears off the internet. No, it's still on the internet. What am I talking about? The homeless people disappeared from this place. And now they show up in Naples Manor. Surprisingly, Naples Manor is a Latino community. Back to Rosemary. It's a Latino community, other than my buddy Brad that lives back there. And now, a while back, they put a homeless feeding place. I don't know what it's called. But, you know, like a place where they feed homeless people and all that. I don't know what the proper term is for that. You know, look at that
Food pantry?
A food pantry. Thank you, Kate, for being politically correct. Do you see that? Fort Myers police boat?
Yeah.
Sweet. They put a food pantry in Rosemary, at the end of Rosemary, at the end of a dead-end neighborhood that's predominantly Latino. Way at the end, they put this homeless camp. No, they didn't want this thing there. You know, like people were actually protesting this thing. They're like, we don't want this crap in our neighborhood. Okay, that person, you see what they just almost hit us? They didn't want it. Who would want a homeless pantry in their neighborhood when they live at the end of a dead-end neighborhood? Now you have like 150 vagrant people coming into your neighborhood. Who would want that? I wouldn't. And if you say you wouldn't, you're full of crap. You wouldn't. Tell me if you had 150 homeless people coming in your neighborhood, if you wouldn't start locking your doors more often. I know I would. Don't give me that crap. Because I know a lot of people don't want to admit how they really feel, you know, about the homeless situation. People want to have this exterior appearance of goodliness towards this problem. However, do you really have an understanding of actual feelings? If a homeless pantry shows up in your backyard in a dead-end neighborhood, 95, there might be a small percentage of people who wouldn't care, but the vast majority of people would be angry. They were angry because I have several people that live in that neighborhood because I'm practically from there. Even though it's in Bonita, I'm from Naples, but I'm closer to Bonita than I was to Naples. I'm pretty much from Bonita, in a sense. Okay? How the 95% of people were angry. You would not want that in your neighborhood. Why even put it in a residential neighborhood to begin with? So, to summarize this whole scenario, the way Southwest Florida is handling their homeless problem, this is like the point that I'm trying to make. The way Southwest Florida is handling their homeless problem, which is growing and growing and growing, is by sticking the homeless people in poor Latino neighborhoods. Because they're the least likely to complain. Let's be real. The homeless problem in Southwest Florida has been increasingly growing. You can't blame it on COVID. You can't blame it on the pandemic and the lockdowns and people losing their jobs, because before all that, the homeless population was growing. In fact, there's a begging. Sure enough, there's a guy begging right there. Have you ever seen that in Fort Myers up here? I've never seen that. Bonita Springs used to not have a homeless problem. now that they put that thing there, now Bonita Springs has a massive homeless problem. Bonita Springs never had a homeless problem, never had a homeless person. Other than like the migrant workers would sleep in the woods when they first came down here for like the first month until they can afford to pay rent. But no, they didn't know it because I was back in the woods, you know. Now Bonita Springs has a huge homeless problem. And what they're trying to do is they're just trying to stick the homeless people in the most unfortunate neighborhood and say, hey, you can be homeless, but you got to be in this neighborhood. And it's not fair to the poor, working class people of Southwest Florida that all the other places in Southwest Florida say, hey, let's just dump this mess right here. Not that the Fort Myers hasn't had a homeless problem. It has. In fact, it has areas that are notorious for that. North Fort Myers, the park downtown, nothing new. But it's seriously of concern, especially now that there's a larger homeless camp. And what happens is, whether we like, and these are, I'm speaking facts. Okay, I'm not, right now, I don't think I've spoken too much personal opinion. I'm speaking facts here. Speaking facts, when you provide services to homeless people, it becomes a magnet for them. You know, we're speaking facts. In other words, you can quite literally create a homeless problem. California and Oregon, you can quite literally create a homeless problem. Seattle, what are they building there?
New York Pizza and Pasta.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, they're in Naples, and they're coming here.
They're coming from Naples. A lot of Naples businesses eventually spread into Fort Myers.
Yeah.
You think with as many New Yorkers as there are down here,
yeah,
this place would have good.
I like them. They got good bolognese.
They're not New York, though.
No.
You think by now they would have good New York stuff. What is that the guy from the Blue Card Comedy Tour?
No.
She looks just like him. You know the obnoxious one? There's Bill Foxworthy. What's the fat one?
You've like mixed up two of them.
I don't know.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah. The fat one that says, get her done.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. Did you see him? He was right there in Fort Myers.
That wasn't Larry.
Dang, man. His career must have gone to crap. He's sitting there begging. So this is Pine Manor here. I'm going to pull in here real quick.
Vietnamese barbecue.
What? So, this is Naples Manor. This is a hood here.
This isn't Naples Manor.
Naples Manor. Pine Manor. What's the difference? It's the same crap. This is the Naples Manor of Fort Myers. This is Pine Manor, the hood here. Shootings, drug busts, the whole deal. This is one of the toughest neighborhoods in Fort Myers, and it's a Latino neighborhood. It's a lot of Haitians, Mexicans, some Cubans. I'm gonna guess there's Cubans in here. Brazilians. Ah, você brasileiro, tá bom, que coisa. So this is El Barrio here. You know, La Casa. Yeah. This is kind of the hood here, the Latino hood of Fort Myers. You can get a house in here for $140,000. You know that? You can quite literally buy a house here for $140,000.
No thanks.
Yeah, I would definitely pass on Pine Manor. By the way, South Fort Myers is you could do it. This is Pine Manor. I would definitely pass on this one. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick stroll through Pine Manor. This is a poor neighborhood. This is the type of poor neighborhoods where they'll put it's kind of like not even a need to draw it along a racial line or anything like that. It's just poor people always get stiffed with society's problems. You know, race aside, even though in the case of Southwest Florida, it's the Latino neighborhoods that are getting stuck with all the riffraff in Southwest Florida. And I'm just being real. I'm tired of being politically correct on some of these. And the thing is, like, how politically correct do you have to be on some subjects? I just keep it real. Junk cars. I hate those signs. Like, take Southwest Florida. You know, somebody told me today, somebody that I love, by the way, told me they wanted a food pantry in Manor. No, they don't want a food pantry. Rosemary feeds, the Latino neighborhood of Bonita Springs, Rosemary, feeds itself, and then it feeds half of Guatemala. Because they have like 20 of those places where you can send money back to Guatemala. I'm on the main road, lady. You hit me. It's your fault if you hit me. Yeah, you're in a parking lot. I'm on the main road. If I'm making a U-turn, it's your fault. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. Wave your hands. I don't care. I'm on US 41. That's a main road. You're in a parking lot. I got the right of way. It's not my fault you don't know how to drive. Conmigo no. Porque yo en Cuba era médico. And you know that's true?
Sure.
Oh, you're gonna take her side on this? Yeah, you probably drive as bad as her. I'm not surprised you take her side.
I was taking your side, but now I'm gonna take her side.
Yeah, because you're a bad driver just like her.
No, because you're being cruel to me for no reason.
I'm not being cruel to you. Is this another homeless person? Yo, the homeless thing in Fort Myers is really serious. You used to like never see homeless people in Fort Myers begging. I haven't. And I used to come, like, remember like when we used to come up here and sell the scrap metal and all that in Fort Myers?
Oh, yeah.
We would never see homeless.
No.
Maybe around Hanson or like right by the edge of the hood, but out here?
Never.
Never. Let's be honest, never. Never ever. I ain't never ever seen a homeless person out here. And they're begging though. It's just I don't know. You would never ever see that. There's an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah, because Page Field's right there.
Page Field's right there, yeah.
The private jets.
Private jets, man. Private jets flying into Southwest Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Right over homeless people. But the homeless problem in Southwest Florida, it kind of reflects the general decline of this area over a prolonged period of time, because these problems did not exist in this area many years ago. So while the population is growing in a lot of places at a nation-leading pace, so have other things. You know, a lot of times people see growth as good. I don't always see growth. Like a lot of people, our community's grown 18% in the last year. I'm like, yeah. And now you have homeless people and angry people from other states flicking you off in traffic. How's that a good thing? You know? And now those people, if they had money, like before, when Florida's population was growing, they were rich people. So it was great to have a bunch of rich people. It's never bad to have a bunch of rich people move in your city. That's great. But when a bunch of people move to your city and they got $3,000 in the bank and now they're competing for a job with you, that's just more competition. And Florida doesn't have real industries. I mean, tourism is the crappiest thing you can depend on. Back to back, from the shutdowns of COVID to the hurricanes to the red tide to whatever else is going to happen in the world, you never want to depend solely on tourism. It's the worst thing. Somebody told me tourism is an industry. We have an industry. It's the worst. I don't consider it an industry, but if you want to consider it an industry, because to me it's not an industry. To me an industry is agriculture. To me an industry is manufacturing. To me an industry means you're producing or making something. Somebody coming to your community and then leaving, that's not an industry. Especially when it's seasonal. That's not something you can depend on. Oh, we have a season in Southwest Florida. Yeah, but your bills are year-round. Your water bill is not seasonal. Your water bill is there 24/7. You know? What's the point of having a seasonal economy? You can't have that. Your bills are year round, so you can't depend on a. So all people, you know, they say we depend on tourism. No, you depend on tourism. It's a horrible thing to depend on. I don't really. I don't agree much with the people who say. A lot of people say, "Oh, we bring jobs and we come spend money." And you come spend money in like 2 restaurants that suck. And if you weren't coming there, those restaurants would be out of business, or they would have to cook good stuff to keep the locals from coming back. I never agreed with the philosophy that. And I know a lot of times people say you're just going on an anti-Southwest Florida rant. I'm not. This is where I come to vacation. I could have gone to New Orleans. I could have gone to Jacksonville. I could have gone anywhere. I chose to come here to vacation. It's a great place to vacation. But I'm not going to come here and tell you that because I came here for 2 weeks because it was freezing in Alabama, that provides work for the local. How does that provide anything for the locals? If anything, I'm just clogging up their roadways and annoying them when I flick them off and honk the horn. Quítate en medio, hacer. You know, like, how does that even relate to jobs? In any real significant way, it doesn't. Like, now let's flip the script. Now I'm the vacation. Now I'm the tourist. How does me coming here provide jobs? It doesn't do anything for anybody. If I was here year-round, it would make sense. But if I'm here for 1 week of the year, that doesn't provide anything. You know? Is that a circus? Circus? Oh. Hello, Pakistan. But anyways, it's not an anti-Southwest Florida rant. It's just we're talking about the things that the community is facing. And by doing so, we kind of open the table for a lot of conversation. What can be done to make the place better? What have we done wrong in the past? And what type of attitudes and mindsets need to be adjusted as far as how we look at things? Because to me, the mistake that Southwest Florida made was to look at tourism as a viable source of income for the long run. You know, Panama City Beach, for example. It's a purely tourist place. Very nice, by the way. I think it's around here something. I don't know where it is, but I think
it's by the hospital.
It's by the hospital. It's going to be where we were last time. We already did a video there. See, the news blew it up, and they made a huge scene of, there's a homeless camp in Fort Myers. Now, weren't we here 2 months ago? Or was it 6 months ago?
6 months.
6 months ago, we were here. We made a video right here showing this exact thing. In fact, that's where we made that one video where I mentioned where there's basically somebody shooting up in front of a cop.
Yeah.
And I looked at the cop. There's Dunkin' Donuts around here somewhere, right there. Did we pass the hospital yet? From Myers it looks all. I think we already passed the hospital. We totally missed it. Maybe they cleaned it up. Maybe it's not visible from yesterday. I don't know. Yeah. Did we pass the hospital already? I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah. So you can't see it from US 41.
No.
It's where the basketball court is, if I remember.
Yeah.
Where's the Dunkin' Donuts? It's right across the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. Today we are going to hit 22,000 subscribers.
I know. Our channel's growing like crazy.
Yes.
We've been getting almost 150 subscribers a day. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's see where that big tree is? It's right underneath the big tree. That's where the basketball courts are.
Yeah. We'll go there.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Huh. Nicely dressed girl outside of the budget inn. Wonder what she
There's
does.
the hospital.
Wonder what she does for a living.
Yeah. You never know what people do.
Oh, this early in the morning and she's dressed like that. There's a hospital. So it's right on the other side by the basketball court. If it's where they've always hung out, really. It's just the news blew it out of proportion.
Yeah.
It goes on the news and then everybody's talking about it. But the reality is this has been going on forever.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, last time we were here, we did a Fort Myers video. There's a guy, there's a Dunkin' Donuts, and we're eating at the Dunkin' Donuts.
We eat at Dunkin' Donuts?
That one time I did. I'm not doing Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I get sick every time. I think the milk they use is really bad quality. But, yeah, look at all the tents right there. The cops are there. Whoa. Bunch of cops. I think we landed at the right time. They're just pulling the people over. So here's a Dunkin' Donuts right here, right? Right around there is a Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, it's a real homeless camp. Like, there's now. Whoa, dude. Yeah, Fort Myers has a homeless camp.
Oh my gosh.
No, they really packed it in. But the cop was, I look at the cop and there's a dude shooting up heroin. Mm-hmm. There's a dude shooting up heroin quite literally in front of us. This is really embarrassing, Fort Myers.
Oh, yes.
Not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
This is not California.
Mm-hmm.
This is not acceptable at all. This is just not acceptable.
Nope.
If you allow it, then they get used to it.
Yeah.
This is not California.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is not California. You just can't have this. Look, they're like hanging up clothes on the basketball benches and
Yeah.
not cool. Don't say anything, okay? Because you always seem to say the wrong thing in these videos.
Okay.
Tú tranquilízate, okay? So, and look what's across the street. Like, you're gonna tell me that people live in these houses here? These are nice houses. Nice houses. You think these people live here and pay rent here and property taxes here are happy to have this across the street? Probably
Henry
not.
Ford Estate's over there.
Yeah. Like, it's a real homeless camp. Like, and the cops are just probably pulling people over.
Yeah.
Are they making them pick up and leave or what? All right, guys. So this is the homeless camp here in Fort Myers. As you can see, it looks like law enforcement may be trying to persuade these people that it's time to find a new pasture.
Yeah.
Can't really drive that way. He's gonna try to tell us to leave. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait. I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
But it seems like you know, the Fort Myers Police Department may be trying to convince individuals that it's probably time to get up out of here. There's a beautiful residential neighborhood right across the street, and you know, this homeless camp set up here. They don't look like drug addicts. These people just look like regular homeless people.
Yeah.
So, quite the problem. I mean, these are not like drug addicts, by the way.
No.
These are people who have mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
These are not like, you can tell these are just regular people that are homeless.
Yeah.
Mental illness, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You never judge people, that's for sure. But anyways, you know, never judge people. But it's not about judging people. It's just we're discussing the social economical problem that we have here. I mean, here we have, you know, across the street, a nice neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood at all. I'm sure having a park across from your neighborhood was viewed as a nice thing. And now this nice thing, which is a park, we're in a park, we're allowed to be here. The cops can't really tell us anything, it's a park.
Yeah.
You know? A nice residential neighborhood. I mean, across the street, that's a beautiful neighborhood over there. I mean, well landscaped, beautiful homes, and across the street you had a park, which would have been a great thing if you know. And now you have a homeless camp set up. I'm looking at the people here, and they don't all look like they're kind of, you know what I mean? They just look like regular people that just ended up homeless. Like, maybe they just lost work, or, you know. This is definitely not the typical crowd. A person's getting some assistance over there.
Yeah.
Looks like they might have been a, what do they call it, Narcan? Maybe? Who knows?
No.
But, quite the problem here in Fort Myers, guys, you know. Quite the problem. Quite the problem. I mean, here you have a beautiful community. And while the vast majority of those people may not be harmful or malignant people, there's just a lot of them. I can tell you, like the great lady there, probably, I don't know if those are city workers that are there, or they might not. I don't know. And we're definitely not judging anybody. In fact, we help. If you've watched our channel for a long time, you're aware that we interview a lot of homeless people. We help them. We spend time with them. And I stay in contact with a few homeless people. So it's definitely not judging people. But we're expanding on the topic of, you know, the growing problem of homelessness in Southwest Florida. A lot of people feel that the increasing price of housing, lack of jobs play into it. And I'll be honest, if you're a single person and you work at a fast food place, that's not enough to live.
No, it's not.
Because you can't even find a roommate for like less than $600. I don't even know how the math works out today. It doesn't. But this is a beautiful neighborhood back in here. Gorgeous neighborhood, very well maintained. Fort Myers is known as the city of palms. This is a safe, clean, great neighborhood here. And whether you agree with it or not, I'm sure you understand that a decent proportion of the people that live back here are not okay with having a homeless camp in their neighborhood. They pay a lot of money to live here. This is not a cheap place. This neighborhood back here, this isn't cheap. You know, so if you pay a lot of money to live in a decent neighborhood, you may not want that in your neighborhood. You know, you pay a lot of property taxes. You have to pull permits to paint your house probably. I don't know how expensive it is to do anything here in Fort Myers. But what do you think? And by the way, some people in this neighborhood probably don't mind it. Other people are upset. You know, so that's where the controversy lies in. It lies in some people being okay with it and some people not so much. You're going to have conflicting opinions on that subject. You're going to have some people who are okay with it, and other people are probably not okay with it. But that's part of living in cities, you know. And it's a shame because so many, I've noticed that so many of these inner city neighborhoods that are really nice. Like, this is gorgeous. Look at these royal palm trees, tropical gardens. It's the winter and everything's still perfectly green. Beautiful neighborhood. Absolutely gorgeous little area. Just a nice little area. For the most part. Look at these palm trees. I've never even seen these. Are these queen palms or are they some other palm? Huh. They're queen palms.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow they look right. Usually queen palms look like garbage. I'm not sure. But a lot of these inner city neighborhoods that look beautiful, presentable, beautiful neighborhoods like this, have these problems. And it's kind of hard to, whether here or in West Palm Beach or just about anywhere you go, a lot of these, even in Georgia and Alabama, a lot of the inner city neighborhoods that are really nice neighborhoods are always adjacent to some high crime, undesirable city stuff. Beautiful property. Beautiful, beautiful area. But it's normal. It's normal in Fort Myers. It's normal in West Palm Beach. It's normal in Naples even. It's normal all over. California. They're some of the most beautiful places. Have some of the biggest problems to deal with. It's a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. How's that video going? Good?
Yeah, it got stuck in the processing thing for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's finally going. I just switched the video so I could get this one up.
Yeah, this is a beautiful area.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is beautiful.
Yeah.
I would actually consider living out here.
I've always loved this neighborhood.
This neighborhood's been
Yeah.
beautiful. And we do like Fort Myers.
I like Fort Myers more than Naples.
Oh, yeah.
To tell you the truth.
Naples has become... There's a lot of... I'm trying to guess. A lot of these are probably year-round residents. Look at this one. For sale by owner. That
Yeah.
is gorgeous. That is not the type of house you would expect.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it up real quick.
And
Not
the thing
the type
is,
of property you would expect in Fort Myers.
Yeah,
Look how beautiful it is.
I did not like going. I went to high school here in Fort Myers, and
Yeah.
I did not like it
Living here.
living here
As a teenager.
as a teenager. But
As an
now
adult, it's
I
different.
see it. I see it differently.
Yeah. Hey, that's a beautiful property. Look at that thing. It's like a Cape Cod
Yeah.
with a garage in the back, beautifully restored.
Yeah.
That's a nice property.
Yeah.
I would not. And to have the American and the Canadian flag, you notice that? I've never seen
Yeah.
that. We're really close
That's
to downtown.
Fort Edison.
The Edison Home Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a park you got to pay to get in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Fort Myers has great areas, and I think on this trip, I'm going to try to do some nice Fort Myers neighborhoods, just to show you guys that there are some great neighborhoods in Fort Myers. And our Fort Myers videos have done really well. Our Fort Myers videos have got more views than our Naples videos. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
This lady's walking with a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't live that traumatized.
Some of the people around here,
Mm-hmm.
they'd rather walk to get to places, so they have like a little backpack for their things during the day.
You know what I'm saying? That lady's walking with a mask.
Yeah. Because she's on her way to things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you, Robin Riley Jr. I'm not gonna argue with you, but no, you're about to punch me. you're like
She doesn't know who she's passing on the way to get there.
Yeah, I couldn't live that traumatized. What a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like wearing a mask while you're walking, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And people do have pre-existing health conditions and blah blah blah. There's always somebody that's gonna say, maybe this person, I know her and she's got a pre-existing medical condition and you are a total jerk. There's always those. Going out of business. What are they selling?
It's like Kiwanis.
What iguanas? What are they selling?
Kiwanis. I see Kiwanis on the building.
Tell you what.
I don't know what it is, but
That is a native Fort Myerson right there.
Mhm.
That is a native Fort Myers person right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I think it's like a second-hand shop.
All right, y'all. So that's the end of this tour. I hope you guys liked it. What are your opinions? Is there something that I said in the video that you did not like? If you disagree with me on something, please express your opinions. A lot of times I say something and then I listen to you guys' comments and I do change my point of views. And that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing here, is that we have changed our opinions on a lot of things simply by interacting with you guys.
Yeah, and don't hesitate to comment what you're thinking.
Yeah, let us know what you feel.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back. Let us know how you feel. What are your opinions on these things? And like I said at the beginning of the video, we don't have to agree. 411 Pain. Checking out from Fort Myers.